I have here a letter. We never know what surprises may come. It's from the Royal Oak Police Department, addressed to me, dated, hopefully you can see the date there, 9/18. Today's the 20th, so it was dated 2 days ago. So anyway, we're gonna take a look and see what we got here. It says, "Dear Mr. Ellison, I am in receipt of your request to return the weapon in the above referenced incident. After a thorough review, your request is denied. This decision is based in accordance with MCL 28.422. You may appeal this decision by providing this office with a court order to return the weapon." So they've decided that they do not have to return my stolen weapon. And now I have to sue them to get it back. My own property. I have to sue the city to recover my property.
The first thing I did after getting this letter was to read MCL 28.422. The statute is captioned as license to purchase, carry, possess, or transport pistol, issuance, qualifications, applications, sale of pistol, exemptions, transfer of ownership to heir or devicee, non-resident, active duty status, forging application as felony, implementation during business hours. I was confused since I had purchased my Glock in 2010, so it should not be the subject of approval for ownership. After reading from top to bottom, I was positive that the Royal Oak Police Department did not have the authority to keep my pistol, and they knew it. Next, I researched several laws that I suspected the ROPD had broken. I read not only the legislative statute, but also confirmed all of the legal elements by reviewing the model criminal jury instructions. Here's what I came up with. Several members of the department were involved in conspiracy to commit larceny from the person of a firearm, including the chief, a deputy chief, and several lieutenants and sergeants. All 4 counts are felonies, ranging from 5 to 10 years. Because the officers were armed at the time of the theft, this may even be armed robbery, a felony punishable by life in prison. Additionally, since the pistol is still in the control of the ROPD, every officer with access to the station currently has constructive possession of my pistol, which is now stolen. Again, I reviewed the details in each charge and confirmed my suspicion that all ROPD officers were currently participating in a conspiracy to conceal stolen firearm and ammunition, both 10-year felonies. Then I prepared a report narrative, a letter of actual notice that my pistol was stolen, and attached Exhibit A front and back copy of the original purchase license from August of 2010, and Exhibit B, a copy of the letter proving that the ROPD intended to permanently deprive me of the pistol, constituting a larceny.
I'm here to file that complaint. Certainly it's a conspiracy complaint, so that even adds to it. And so we're going to see how it goes. So I have all the documentation prepared. I already wrote a narrative for the report, and we're just going to see, hopefully they take it. So let's see what happens. Hi, I'm here to make a complaint. Yeah, police report. It's for conspiracy to commit larceny from a person of a firearm, and then possibly armed robbery as well. I've already filled out a narrative.
Okay, can you fill this one out too?
You can just attach this. I've signed it. I've initialed front and back, and I've signed it. So you can just attach this to that report. I don't need to re-handwrite the whole thing.
Okay, can you just fill out the top and say see it back?
Yeah, sure.
Brian, what do you need, sir?
I'm here to file a criminal complaint.
I'm reporting here to work on the cameras and the access control. Lieutenant,
Well, this is, I'm not, certainly not wasting my time.
I think his name was.
What's the report?
It's a report for, I have the narrative all drawn out here, but essentially it's a report for conspiracy to commit larceny from a person of a firearm. And pertaining to my firearm was stolen from me. And the city had sent me a notice yesterday saying that they don't intend to return it, which is the final element for larceny. And so clearly those circumstances have changed, and so I need to file a criminal complaint for the larceny and the conspiracy that goes along with it.
You don't waste your time here with that. I'm not taking that report, okay?
You're not. So your policy here is the policy of the Royal Oak Police Department to accept and investigate all complaints of employee misconduct and wrongdoing.
Have a good day.
The police department is committed to providing law enforcement services that are fair, effective, and impartially applied. In striving for a professional level of service, all employees are expected to adhere to the highest standards of official conduct and are expected to respect the rights of all citizens.
Yes, sir. We're just going to have you sign in at that front desk. Yeah. Can I help you, sir?
I'm with the tax protectionist file.
Okay. My partner will help you right over here. All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
No, I'm here to file a criminal complaint. Yeah. This is a crime, and you're obligated to take this report.
Have a good day. Take your statement out.
You're obligated to take this report, Al.
Brian, you need to go. It's not a real report.
What do you mean it's not a real report? Of course it's a real report.
Did you speak with Lieutenant Spencer?
I've spoke with him a number of times, and he hasn't been returning my calls. I got a letter saying that you don't intend to return it. Again, that makes it larceny by conversion. I don't know why you're having such a hard time with this, Al.
Because it's ridiculous, Brian.
It is.
I'm not gonna get into
I
it.
agree 100% that
Have a
it's
nice day.
ridiculous.
Have a nice weekend. Have a nice
I'm
weekend.
here,
yourself.
I'm here to file this complaint. All right, so obviously, Lieutenant Carter's neck deep in this whole thing, so obviously he doesn't want to take the report. That's really not surprising at all. But we're still going to file it. I mean,
They have to take
they
it.
can,
And we-
they can decide to throw it away, which maybe they will. I don't know. Doesn't mean I didn't file the complaint, and it certainly is a legitimate complaint. I've printed out here for them all of the elements, including the jury instructions, that spell out exactly the details and how all this stuff adds up to, what I think, again, and I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not an investigator or an attorney, but certainly everything that I've researched leads me to believe that this is conspiracy to commit larceny from a person with a firearm. That's multiple felony counts. If it did go the route of armed robbery, which is possible, that's a life in prison felony count. And then we also have, there's some lesser included offenses. So again, not surprised that they won't take it. I doubt that there's many police officers that are willing to take a felony complaint against themselves. But that's what we're here to file, so that's what we're doing. Okay, so you see we filled out the statement here. I've got the report narrative all printed out. I've already signed it to them with the same statement. The above statement is true and complete to the best of my knowledge and belief. Signed and dated with all the pertinent facts. And I'll wait here until they take it.
Got this all filled out with the attached narrative. Okay. Can you give me an incident number? I wasn't sure how you wanted to write the page one of how many, because the second page is front and back. I did initial and date each side. Okay. I also hear, I have this document here that I'd like you to get copies to all your officers, and I'd like to serve you with your own personal notice that the department is in possession of stolen property. So you've been served, and please distribute that accordingly. All right, here's your pen back.
Yes.
All right. Do you have any other questions for me regarding my report? You read it? You're content with it? Okay. All right. Thanks, Al. You're a great guy. All right. So that's what you get. Again, we filed a complaint, and we'll see what happens and what they do with it. But again, when I went to the sheriff's department, when I was following up on the criminal complaint, that one of their biggest problems they had was, why didn't file a timely complaint? And so obviously, I'm attempting to file a timely complaint, and you notice that he did take it. He did give me a report number. A report's been generated, and so now I'll follow up with the Detectives Bureau next week, and I'll follow up with the Detectives Bureau next week and find out what's going on, the status of the investigation, and we'll go from there. That's the best we can do at this point. It's an obvious conspiracy, but we know that filing a complaint with the department is very likely. It's very unlikely to go anywhere. But again, here we are, just following the proper procedure. So obviously, there's other ways that this is going to be addressed and dealt with. This is just one of them. So any officer who is aware of the stolen property, and there's several named in my complaint, all of them are members of this conspiracy. If any of them, even those that didn't participate themselves in the larceny, they're all certainly guilty of the conspiracy to possess and conceal stolen property. They've all been made aware that it's stolen, and again, we got the final piece of the elements, the proof that the city admitted that they have no intention of ever returning it. So the intent was to permanently deprive, and that's the last element of the statute. So they've been served, and certainly Lieutenant Carter's been served with the information. So anyway, that's all I got for now. We'll see what happens next and where we go, and I'll make sure and update everybody as things progress. So anyway, thanks a lot. Peace.